All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Entrepreneur Ecosystem Coffee Break on July 8th, 2021. Bring you greetings from the beautiful community of Pasadena, Newfoundland and Labrador on the West Coast, on the unceded territory of the Beothuk, adjacent to Mi'kmaq lands, and also recognizing the Innu and Inuit in our province. For those that don't know me, my name is Carol Spicer, and I'm the owner of Spicer Facilitation and Learning. I'm very happy to be with you here today for our monthly Entrepreneur Ecosystem Coffee Break on behalf of Navigate Small Business. My partner in crime, Allison, is unavailable today, so I'm going to be flying solo, but I'll be giving her information as we go through. And today's session, for those that are unaware, we do offer a monthly coffee break for entrepreneurs to connect with one another. The last few sessions we've had a lot of information from our support system, from all the agencies that guide us and support us as entrepreneurs. And this time we're turning it over to the entrepreneurs. So we're doing a little bit of a virtual tour. We're going to bookend the summer. We know that folks are busy, so we've gone early in July, and our next coffee break will be late in August, so that we can keep our monthly, but we're kind of giving everybody the summer, because we know for some that's a very, very busy time, and we know for others it's time to kind of relax and step back a little bit. So we don't want to infringe on that either. So I bring you greetings, hello, welcome, bonjour à tous, Quay. I'd like to give you the opportunity to introduce yourselves, and we're going to do a little virtual tour today. So at any point, I encourage you to put your contact information in chat. It is information that if you're willing to share it, we'll gladly share it on your behalf in a follow-up email to anyone that's registered for today. And again, we encourage you to do that if you wish, and that could be your name, organization, email, social media, whatever way you wish people to get in contact with you. So again, as I mentioned off the top, our Entrepreneur Ecosystem Coffee Break is on behalf of Navigate Small Business. So on behalf of Allison Rowe, who is the manager at Navigate, I'm just going to do a little intro to what Navigate is all about. And then we will get into introductions and allowing you folks to highlight your organizations. So Navigate is an organization that supports entrepreneurs from early startup all the way up through commercialization. It is a partnership between Grenfell and the College of North Atlantic in Corner Brook, and they are located actually at both campuses. So they have three pillars that they provide supports with. So the Entrepreneurship Center is both at the College of the North Atlantic in Corner Brook as well as on Grenfell campus in Corner Brook. The Makerspace is on Grenfell campus, and the Business Incubator is on the College of the North Atlantic site. All of these centers are currently closed to drop-in or visits as the campuses are closed. However, I know Allison is looking forward to September when it appears that some of the centers will be able to open or might be able to do some drop-ins or by appointment, however that's going to look. We're still waiting for some more direction on that. But the Allison is available through email and phone, which we'll have her information at the end of this presentation to be able to reach. And they do provide, as I say, supports right now. If you got a silly idea, you're wondering, is this even viable, all the way up to getting you into some space and commercializing your product or services. So they're available for support, and I can say it's a great support. And one of the supports through their funding is we're able to provide this Entrepreneur Ecosystem Coffee Break. It's something that came out of research that said, as entrepreneurs, we thrive when we get to talk to other entrepreneurs. And I know from personal experience, when I started my business, connecting with entrepreneurs at different sites and different events, and they'd start to talk, and I'd be like, wow, I wonder if that applies to me. Do I need to worry about that? So it's really, really valuable to talk to others that have either walked the path before you or are going along the new journey with you at the same time. So I always find that is really exciting to be able to do that. So today we decided that we want to give the entrepreneurs an opportunity to highlight their organizations and do a little bit of a virtual tour, so to speak. And if I had artificial intelligence and I was skilled on that, I'd be throwing you a ball and asking you to throw it on to the next person. But we're going to kind of virtually do that. We're going to kind of hop across the province and see what we can come up with to try to highlight some of the businesses. Again, encourage you at any time to please put your contact information over in chat, and we will we'll follow up with that. And we'll just go through the list, and we'll ask folks to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about your business, what's happening this summer, and that sort of thing. So Ivan, I'm going to throw to you. I know you've got some other things on the go there in the background, but if now is a good time, do you want to jump on camera and tell us who you are and what you're about?
Sure. Did my camera come on correctly?
Yep, you're there.
So we used to be, and this is why I'm here, we used to be a big game hunting lodge in Victoria Lake. So the name of the business is Abedeck Wilderness Adventures, and that's like a phonetical sort of way to spell it.
Okay.
The actual word is Abadagawit, and I don't know if that came through at the end, but it happens at the end of the word. And so what we've done is we sold our big game hunting licenses and the camp in Victoria Lake and brought it back home. And by home, I mean what I wrote in the chat. We are based out of Flat Bay.
Okay.
And what we do now is, like Dad likes to create a joke out of everything. You can come and shoot with us, but it's going to be with a camera.
Okay.
So Dad is now doing what you can call cultural tourism for us. Dad was always our main guide, and now he's our only guide, and he can take you into the country outside of Flat Bay or down to say the former capital of Newfoundland and Sandy Point, and show you how he experienced it as a child and how he was told his grandparents experienced these places. So basically it's a way for us to pass on what we know and have experienced in this place. That's the point of our business. And due to COVID, we haven't actually been operating for the last year and a half. But we'd like to get back to it if we could, because there's no way to do the tour at a distance. You need to be with Dad, and 6 feet apart doesn't work in a side-by-side. You could walk to Sandy Point or walk into the woods, but it's going to go from a 3-hour trip to a 7 or 8 hour trip.
Wow.
So
that's a whole different experience.
Yeah. So rather than put that on people and suggest that they come for 7 or 8 hours, we think that what we're going to do is create a virtual tour with my father. And so that's why I'm here, and that's why I want to get involved with especially the last one where you talked about the people with the money. Because you need money to create an infrastructure to put a virtual tour in place, right? So
right, for sure. Yeah, and we've had some videographers, entrepreneurs certainly come on as part of this ecosystem, and certainly some of the funding programs are available for technology and innovation. So yeah,
cool. And I'm a filmmaker myself, so I was gonna hire a crew and direct it myself, because I don't think Dad would be comfortable if we just brought someone else in.
True. And actually, Ivan, you and I met when you interviewed my grandfather, didn't we?
Correct.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I knew I had seen you somewhere before. And as soon as you said you were a filmmaker yourself, I was, yep, he did that. Did the interview. So that's excellent. So you're out in Flat Bay, and I would think that Ivan, I know from work that I've done with NLEDA, which is the Newfoundland Labrador Indigenous Tourism Association, that cultural experiences are something that people are looking for now, aren't they?
Yeah, it's I don't want to say like a hot topic, but it is. It's and I think the thing that makes us special is my father, because Dad has been involved with the movement through the fact that our family was there at the beginning in the late 60s, early 70s, and the community of Flat Bay, the community of Flat Bay West, sits at the heart of the Mi'kmaq movement outside of Conn River, for the simple reason that when Conn River recognized that there was something happening with the white paper, they sent an envoy to Flat Bay, because they knew that their people were there. So they basically connected those two communities, and then my Uncle Calvin and people like my father traveled the island to find everyone else that should have been connected up.
Okay.
That's a part of the story that Dad likes to tell. Dad was a chief
Mhm.
in the 80s when Conn River left the Federation of Newfoundland Indians and became of status reserve, and the rest of the FNI had to basically uh, knuckle down and become a much more active organization. So Dad likes to tell that story, but also he'll make you fresh bread and he'll cook you salmon and cod or whatever he's been able to get in the days or hours before you showed up. And that's a
Oh, wow.
so since he doesn't like me saying it, but he's a master woodsman. He knows his way around. Like I said, tours around the country in Flat Bay. What Dad considers the country in Flat Bay can bring you almost to Burgeo, right? That's the interior of the island. He knows that, and so
Wow.
that's the point.
Places that many of us don't even get a chance to see.
Right, because they took the Trans-Canada Highway and they went in a big, nice rainbow shape instead of the original path that we took to the interior and to the East Coast, which was through Buckens and
Hmm.
down
Hmm.
on across those lakes were like highways, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. I know a family member of mine used to always say, if you want to see Newfoundland and Labrador, you need to cross Trans-Canada.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So certainly, certainly there. Excellent. Well, thank you, Ivan, and thank you for
No
bringing us
problem.
on board. I'm looking forward to hearing much more about that and certainly seeing the virtual piece. But I do think, I'm fingers crossed, I do think that we're going to get back to being able to get in a side by side with your dad
I would love
and
that.
explore as we all move through and what is it they say, learn to live with COVID, because it's not going away. It's still going to be here, but we need to live with it.
Exactly. And thank you and for like making this platform and navigate CNA and Grenfell. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've been a great support to all of us. Hannah, I'm going to throw to you. I'm going to kind of come up, and I think you're going from one bay to another bay.
Yes, I am. So we are down in Benwell's Cove, exactly on the water, the front of the building. We have a patio here. You can kind of sit out and view all kinds of different things. From our platform here, we have a restaurant where you can get some fresh fish or your salad, all according. We have kayak tours, zodiac tours, hiking tours into the Bolivarian Mountains. Our zodiac tours focus out on our Humber Arm, and we also go to Woods Island, which is a resettled community, which we're working on more building this and building a stage to bring the culture also this side of us.
Okay. So Hannah, just for others to know, you're with Saltbox, and then there's the other arm of your business, right?
Yeah, it's Saltbox and Ever Outdoor Adventures. So Saltbox is like our so-called restaurant, and then the Ever Outdoor Adventures is where we're promoting people to move outdoors and see what Newfoundland has to offer.
And so Rob contacted me earlier the week and said you were in a kayak tour this morning, so I'm jealous.
Yeah. Yes, we did a kayak tour this morning, and then there's one again this evening at 7.
My aunt has a sea kayak up at my parents' place just outside of Pasadena, and it's just been a little too windy. I'm not comfortable going out in the wind, even though it's a sea kayak on Deer Lake, because Deer Lake can change in a heartbeat. So
Absolutely.
I get a little nervous with that. But yeah, I love being in the kayak. Yeah. So I will tell you that my daughter and I, with the pandemic, have been doing a fries and gravy tour of the province wherever we go, and Saltbox is in our top 3. So I'll do a plug for your fries and gravy. You're slightly edged out right now, and we just did the part of the Irish Loop on the Avalon, and there's a place down there that had pretty awesome ones too. But
okay.
But Saltbox fries are up there for sure. So for anyone who wants to be tempted to go down the bay from, yep, there you go. Wants to be tempted to go down the bay from Corner Brook, you have to head down to Benoit's Cove or BC, as we say, and that's your view for having your plate of fries and gravy. Awesome. Thank you, Hannah. So happy to have you join us.
You're very welcome.
I was hoping we'd get you on the kayak, but I understand the logistics of possibly losing your phone in the bay. You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, no, we came in a little early just because the wind started to pick up.
Mhm.
So we had to look after the safety aspect of everything as well.
Absolutely. So make sure, Hannah, you put some contact info in the chat for us so that people can
Will do, yeah.
find out about your tours and so on.
Perfect,
Excellent.
sure.
Terry Lynn's just popped on. I'm kind of doing a little geography thing here. So I've gone out from Flat Bay to Benoit's Cove. Now I'm going to head up to Deer Lake if Terry Lynn's available at the moment. There she is.
Hi,
Hi.
can you guys hear me and see me okay?
Yep.
Awesome.
Terry Lynn's going to tell us who she is, where she is, and take us on a tour.
All right, so I'm Terry Lynn Robbins, and my husband and I own Robbins Family Farm in Deer Lake. So we are a multi-commodity farm, and I guess we're most famously known for our petting farm and our children's programs. We currently have farm camp for kids happening today. I'm going to turn my camera around here if I can figure it out.
There you go.
There. And of course, everybody knows us from the truck as well. So here at our farm, we do a little bit of everything. So this time of year, we're busy planting and growing, and we have the petting farm. We tell everybody when they come to visit our farm here in Deer Lake that whether you're 3 or 93, some of our animals we raise as pets and some of them we raise for food. But we love our food as much as we love our pets. So everybody lives the same life here. Everybody gets lots of love and attention and lots of snuggles and cuddles. And we always tell everybody that the love makes them taste better. Anyway, so this is our antique truck that we found in the woods behind our house when we first bought the property 10 years ago, and it has become quite famous. We have lots of photographers that come here for pictures, and lots of people like to stop. It's been featured on the Weather Network. I apologize for the wind if you can hear it in my headset. And so this year, new to us, we also are trialing a small pumpkin patch. So that's what you see right behind the truck happening right there. Okay. And we have about 2.5 acres in production this year, which is also new for us. So we're growing lots of different lettuces and kales and turnips and cabbage and carrots and potatoes and lots of tomatoes, zucchinis, pumpkins. Oh my goodness, lots of herbs, all kinds of different things. Over here, you'll see we tripled production on everything this year, not just our veggie production, but our animal production as well. So we have 24 goats. So right over here, this is what we're calling our milking herd. So our future goal is to be milking our goats and producing some soaps, lotions, and hopefully at some point some cheeses. So I'm going to flip the camera a little bit here and take you on a quick little walk over to the front of the greenhouse and the front of the barn. I've left the kids at farm camp with Farmer Bill and our summer staff. And so here we go. There. So this is the front of our greenhouse and Farm Camp Central in the front, and then beyond there is we have lots of veggies and stuff happening. Oh, actually, I'd like to show you something really quick. I'll walk in here really quick. Because one of the wonderful things about farm camp is the baby chicks and the baby ducks. And so right in here, these are our baby ducks.
Oh, sweet.
They're pretty cute. That's just a little quick sneak peek.
So one of the things, Terry Lynn, you used to be more of a flower
we did
farm, and you completely pivoted during pandemic, didn't you?
Oh, we did. Oh,
yeah, you're back.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to switch my screen. There we go. We did. So the pandemic showed us that we didn't want to grow flowers anymore. So those are my nice,
beautiful
cherry tomatoes, my tumbler tomatoes. So we decided to focus on food production only. And in doing that, we decided no more flowers. We're growing food only. We grow flowers just to decorate the farm, but for the most part, we are growing lots of veggies, as I said, and we also have the animals. So we currently have 17 beef cattle in our herd. We have 24 goats in total, and when some of our goats we raise for pets and some of them are for food production. We raise lambs as well, and we have pigs. We have pet pigs and pigs that we raise for bacon. And we have laying hens as well. Our laying hens produce about 85 eggs a day. And I'm just going to turn you around again here. So these are some of our lambs. Hi, buddy. So these are Shropshire lambs. You might recognize them, Carol. They're from Rodney's farm at Exploits Meadows. And then we also have our farm camp. So this is our 4th year doing farm camp for kids. Everybody can wave. There you go. So this is called the Farmers in Training Farm Camps Day Camp, and it's a whole lot of fun. The kids learn all about where their food comes from.
That's fantastic. Excellent.
And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Our petting farm is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evenings from 5 to 8, and then on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 till 4.
Perfect. And do you still need to make appointments for that, Terry Lynn, or are you able to drop in now?
For right now, we're going to keep the appointment system just because we're still required for contact tracing. So, and it just helps us with crowd control. So appointments are really the best way to go right now for us.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of camp to join us. Make sure you put your contact info in chat for me, and then I will in the follow-up. And thank you to all the kitties for waving at us, both goats and human.
Yes.
That's
Thanks
awesome.
So much.
Thank you.
All right, you guys take care. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Okay, bye. Priya, I'm going to jump to you, even though physically you're not in Deer Lake, but I know you're connected to Deer Lake. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to say hello and let folks know who you are and what you're at.
Well, hey, everybody. My name is Priya Windsor, and I am the owner and operator of Compass Chocolates. So we just launched this past fall. Launching in a pandemic is fun. My connection to the West Coast is that's where my husband's family is from. So he's born and raised in Deer Lake, and his parents still live there. So yeah, just another newfie trying to make our way back home, I guess. My business focuses on high quality craft chocolate and bonbons and other treats, and just bringing flavors from home and around the world in through this delicious medium, which most people like. Maybe you're a little picky of an eater and you're afraid to try new things, but put it in a chocolate and maybe not so much.
True that.
It's a fun business, and lots of learning still available. I love the idea of connecting with local farms and local food growers and kind of presenting their ingredients in a new and exciting way.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, so happy you can join us. For those who don't know, Priya is actually out in mountain time. So as she said, she's trying to get back home to the West Coast and connect with others. So thank you for joining us so bright and early for where you are.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right, I'm going to move across to Vicky. You're over in Central.
Yeah, hi. So I'm Vicky Nee. I'm actually a clarity and life coach. I work from here, from this office. So,
so that's your tour.
yeah, the tour. Yeah, basically my services cover helping professionals get through a hump, get through a block of some type, and getting them to a clarity position. So I incorporated different types of techniques, behavioral therapy, deep dive questioning, a little bit of talk therapy, whatever is really required. I've been studying quite a bit for the last number of years, and love it because I just like helping people. And it's been asked, oh, are you a business coach or are you a life coach? And I will challenge any business owner to show me where their life starts and their business ends.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So really you need to have that whole combo. And of course my clients direct the direction of our conversations and the problems that they want to address at that time. So
Okay.
anyway,
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for jumping on with us today.
my information in the chat. So if somebody wants to get a hold of me, love to have a chat with them. No obligation and no requirement.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Vicki.
Thanks,
Neil, I'm going to jump to you. What are you at these days?
Sure. So I'm involved with two startups. I'm in Cornerbrook, and with the pandemic, it allows us to work remotely. So both of these startups are in St. John's. So like this is kind of it's just like a really bad prototype of one of the things.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything tech related, if anybody wants any tech related, talk to me. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. Not that exciting. I can't reveal too much about two startups because it's still in startup phase, and yeah, we still need to possible patents and those kinds of things.
You're fading in and out a little bit.
Can you guys hear me better like this? I've got
Yeah, that's a little bit better. So you work with startups, do you, Neil?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm involved with two tech startups.
Some tech startups. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So if you're needing some tech support, Neil might be the gentleman to reach out. I just want to make sure, I think I've got all our entrepreneurs covered. So I'm going to head up to the Northern Peninsula. Richard and Bobby are joining us. Richard, do you want to tell us what's going on up in your area of the woods, who you are, and what's on the go?
We are a community business development corporation, Nortip Development Corporation. We provide business development services on the Great Northern Peninsula. That would be from Norris Point on north. These days, business activity seems to be fairly uncertain. Businesses are being pretty cautious. We're not seeing any or very few new startups.
Okay.
The existing businesses are just trying to do their best to survive. So I guess it's the same thing everywhere, really, but we have a very small market, which makes it a lot harder for retail and service businesses.
Are you starting to see a few things open up, though, on the Northern Peninsula, Richard?
Yeah, I can see that, but there's already been a big change in traffic since the 1st of July. Hopefully that'll be better. There's still a fair number of restaurants that are not open, and maybe in a little while they'll see there's enough demand to open, which would be good.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us today. Lexi, I think on that note, I'll turn to you if I could. If you want to let folks know who you are and maybe from your perspective, what you're hearing from your tourism operators.
My webcam works, and I'm unmuted.
You're unmuted.
I might need Neil's help with tech solutions or something. I'm not so used to this GoToMeeting platform, so excuse me for not having my camera on earlier.
That's okay.
I'm Lexi McKenzie. I'm the executive director of Go Western Newfoundland, which is the Western Destination Management Organization. A bit of a mouthful. I didn't even try it, but I do have my West Coast shirt on today, which is our uniform here at the office. So I'm located physically in Cornerbrook. Our office and staff of 3, well 4 right now because we have a summer student, is here in Cornerbrook. at the Commerce Court building. Stop by and visit us. But our region would be right from St. Anthony on the Great Northern Peninsula and surround, back down to Port of Ask and out as far as about Route 420, White Bay South really is what we, kind of the area that we manage. So we're tourism, marketing, destination development, and market readiness, largely concentrated on all of those 3 lines of business. Core funded by the Department of Tourism, supported by the Department of IET and a COA as well. So that's a little bit about who we are. Normally, of course, things are very different in tourism. Normally, we'd be all really focused heavily on non-resident marketing, trade shows, and consumer shows, things like that. It's been really different over the last 18 months for everyone, but starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel, even hosting a few familiarization tours here in Western Newfoundland, which is great to get some people here experiencing what we have to offer here. So, yeah.
And are you hearing from operators that there's some hope, things are kind of building in the right direction?
Yeah, so we gather every 2 weeks provincially with a whole bunch of partners across the province, transportation providers, airlines, airports, the whole crew gets together every 2 weeks since the pandemic has started, just to share. So yesterday we had an update meeting. I do some survey work just to try to get a handle on how numbers are looking right now. Certainly much better than 2020. Don't know if that comparison is great anyway. By comparison to 2019, we're nowhere near yet. But we are, at Deer Lake Airport, we're back to about 60% of the flights that we would have had in 2019. That's even maybe a little bit better than our East Coast friends in St. John's. So flights have been performing well. And routes are doing pretty good with Marine Atlantic as well. So visitors, we do have a few visitors. I think since we've opened up July 1st, the newfoundlandandlabrador.com website, chats with travel support staff have doubled since July 1st. And we've seen like a triple in the calls to the itinerary support phone line. So that still shows that there's a great interest in Newfoundland and Labrador as a destination, but certainly still pretty quiet. But hopefully, most businesses I'm talking to are seeing an increase in phone calls and inquiries, especially August on. We're seeing probably a bit of family and friends coming home, reuniting with mom and dad, and that's great. They'll eat in restaurants, hopefully, maybe sneak off for a night at a hotel, something like that. But certainly, a vacation visitor might wait until a bit of the messiness and we all figure out travel forms and what does it feel like to get through. So hopefully we'll have a strong fall. We've always done a fall marketing campaign from the Department of Tourism and has been successful. So hopefully we'll have a strong fall as well for our operators. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I have an aunt and uncle arrived Monday, a cousin arrived yesterday, my daughter's coming next month, which we haven't seen in 18 months, so we're so excited to see her. And they're all doing, they're bringing people with them, so they're doing staycation stuff, or it might just be day trip from the West Coast. There's so much to do from here. But yeah, it's exciting to see that.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that. I think for those who haven't been home for a while, we'll still see aunts and uncles and moms and dads and everybody go out to eat together and do experiences together. So that's great. So hopefully that all transfers over to a fairly decent summer and then to a real strong 2022. We are hearing some real concerns, but it's nationally, so not a lot that could be done provincially right now, although we are having conversations. Car rentals. We just checked for a fam tour and the earliest one we could get was late July.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a bummer because most people who would come here as a vacation visitor would need we don't have the transportation links to be able to do our island without a rental car. So most people would look for a rental for sure. So, but lots of folks working on those things too. But there is that's happening nationally, so not just here in Newfoundland and Labrador. A lot of those fleets were sold off during pandemic.
Yeah, and we've had that challenge in the past too, pre-pandemic, about rentals.
Well, it's funny because I actually called or I sent a text to Hospitality Newfoundland and Labrador, one of my colleagues over there, and just said, I'm hearing just a few concerns about car rentals. And he kind of joked at first, not knowing it was an actual issue. He said, oh my gosh, if we could go back to car rental issues instead of pandemic, he'd be happy to start working on those files, but not so much when it comes to things now. He's like, okay, no, I'd rather if we didn't have these problems right now.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I know some of it is maybe we need Neil's little gadget that he showed there, because some of it is parts that to produce new vehicles.
Yeah, it's a microchip thing is what we've heard nationally is cutting down on vehicle production. So
yeah,
Neil, if you can help any.
New startup for Neil, parts for cars.
Yeah,
being tangentially involved in like needing hard drive space. Yeah, there's a definite chip issue in the world, because when your hard drive was $98 for a terabyte last year, and it's $240. Like after summer last year, it went up like 4 times.
Wow.
Wow. And I think the other thing people will find when they get to the island and try to gas up that car, what a sticker shock we're in right now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
but we do, I should say, we did produce a Go Visit Western Newfoundland booklet this year. We mail dropped it to our friends in St. John's and in Lab West to try to encourage them to come to Western Newfoundland. It is on our website, gowesternnewfoundland.com. You can download it, share it with your frontline staff. Great planning tools, resource tools if folks are wondering what to do when they're doing day trips to certain areas.
Okay. Excellent. Oh yeah, perfect. That's why we got you on today. Awesome. I'm going to go to Carla and then Betty. You're both with the same organization, but if you want to let us know where you are and what you're at. We'll go Carla first.
Right. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Carla May. I work with NLO, which is Newfoundland and Labrador Organization of Women Entrepreneurs. We provide business support to women right across the province. I am the West Coast Region Business Startup Advisor, and I'm based in Corner Brook. We help women with whatever they may need other than financing. I like to put that part in there. So very similar to services that Navigate offers. We like to work in conjunction with Navigate that helps support women start their businesses and grow.
Excellent. Huge help to me, I can tell you that. I really appreciate
Thanks for having us on, Carol.
My pleasure. Betty.
Good morning from Labrador. I'm on the south coast of Labrador in Port Hope Simpson. I work with NLO as well as Carla. So I'm happy she's my coworker. We chat every now and then with regard to business. So I am the business startup advisor in the Labrador region. So any woman who's interested in starting a business in Labrador, I'm here to assist free of charge, and it's confidential.
Absolutely. So Carla and Betty, what are you seeing in the last few months? Are you seeing a change in people approaching you as startups?
At NLO, we're seeing lots of positive movement. A lot of new clients coming in, some new businesses starting up, a lot of new interest. We're seeing a real revival of interest in business. It's excellent. Yeah,
excellent.
We're very excited.
And Betty, what about Labrador? What are you seeing up in Labrador?
So there was a number of clients who was in the process of starting a business and then COVID hit. Some of them due to medical reasons and stuff like that definitely shied away. They were working on their business plan and stuff like that. Now we're starting to see people, first words that come to mind is come out of the woodwork. So we're seeing a few people now who's interested in starting up their business and starting to get on the go and stuff like that. One day this week when it was too hot to cook, as we don't have air conditioning here and I work from home, we decided to order out from, we only have 2 places in Port Hope Simpson to eat. One is the hotel and the other is a place called Campbell's Place. And so we decided to order out. For the very first time, I was pleasantly surprised and happy to see when I went over to get my order, the parking lot was filled, although it's kind of only a small parking lot, but that was filled, and there was vehicles out on the road. So lots of people were there, and that was nice to see because I hadn't seen that in a long, long time. So people are starting to get on the move, and it's nice to see. Still a little bit hesitant with regard to COVID and people coming in and stuff like that, but it's hopeful and looks like it's starting to get back to normal, which is a really good thing.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Skipping out to the Port, Andrew.
Hi, everybody. My name is Andrew Hibbets, and I work with Red A TNL. And Red A TNL is a bilingual economic development organization here in Newfoundland and Labrador. So the TNL being Terra Nova Labrador. So we have an office in St. John's. We have an office in mainland, and so mainland on the Port Peninsula, not to be confused with mainland Canada, of course. And we have an office in Lab City as well. So basically, our lines of business are tourism, immigration, entrepreneurship, and employability. And at Red A, I wear 2 different hats. So I'm an economic development officer for the West Coast, but I'm also a tourism development officer, and that's with a provincial focus. So basically handling all the French advertising for Newfoundland and Labrador. So when you go to newfoundlandlabrador.com, the provincial tourism website, and you click Francais up in the top, and it redirects you over to our website, explortnl.ca. And we also put out the provincial traveler's guide in French. And usually comes out every 2 years. This year, this would have been its 2nd year, and it looks like it might actually get a 3rd year of life just because we didn't use as many copies as, you know, with the pandemic and whatnot. And I think for the most part, everything is up to date. So, so it looks like it's going to get a 3rd year of life. In terms of tourism and what I'm hearing from tourists, I'm getting a lot of inquiries. Actually, thank God I have an assistant helping me because it would be too much for one person to try and juggle all the other stuff I'm supposed to do and respond to tourist and inquiries. I'm getting a lot from Quebec. And it seems like they're equally as interested in Labrador as they are the island. You know, lots of travel inquiries asking. Usually the same question is, are we permitted to enter? And other than that, you know, asking about tours and whatnot, and bike routes and then the technicalities and trying to keep up on all that information. I can tell you it's quite a mission. So I always reach out to partners like Go Western and that, like, so we can try and keep each other informed as it evolves, because there's just so much to remember and it changes so rapidly. I also want to give a little shout out to the Friendly Invasion, which I'm involved with. So I'm on the board of directors with the Stephenville Cultural Destination Committee, and that's the organization that organizes the Friendly Invasion Festival that happens here in the Stephenville area every summer. And it did happen last year, even though with the pandemic and stuff. So it's going ahead this year, and we got lots of great events planned. You can see the full schedule at stephenvilleheritage.ca, and I'll pop that in the chat after. So that's our official website, and when you go there, right on the landing page, right on the homepage, you'll see the events, and the tickets can be purchased through there. You know, with there's links to the Eventbrite pages that you can purchase tickets. So really great. We got travel packages too if you're interested in staying overnight. So there's a link on the website to that as well. So that's to try and help our local hoteliers and, you know, and tour operators, and trying to package together something that everybody, it's a win-win for everybody. And of course, follow our social media. I will say our Facebook is probably the most active. We use Instagram as a secondary social media, presence, but our Facebook is where it's at.
Okay.
And we're the Friendly Invasion on Facebook.
Okay, put it in chat for us, Andrew, when you get a moment after, and I'll make sure it gets sent out.
Okay, perfect.
And
Thank
the
you.
Friendly Invasion, that's connected to the heritage of the airline and the base and all that kind of stuff too, isn't it?
Yeah. Originally it was the concept of it was, the military base and kind of celebrating the American influence and heritage, and how the friendly invasion of so many Americans into Stephenville like changed the, cultural landscape of the town. I wouldn't even exist if the base wasn't here. So, and that's a tragedy. No, I'm joking. But the reason why Red A is involved is because we're trying to also tell the story of the Acadians that were here before that, friendly invasion of Americans. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Back of the Pond. There's actually a book you can purchase, and it's usually in like, stores, souvenir stores around Newfoundland. And it tells the story of the Acadians that lived around Stephenville Pond. So that would be where the old Abitibi mill was and where the runway is today.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously had a huge impact, and most assimilated, but there's still that, presence there. So we're trying to install more storyboards, and in French as well, telling that story. So when you go around Stephenville's Heritage Trail, you can stop at little locations. There's little like little pillars, I guess, with a number on it, and then there's like storyboards. So like, for example, one is by, the jet there. That's up on the, that's up on base area. And there's a few sites like that all over town. There's one over by Blanche Brook and, little sites. So we're just trying to develop that more, make people more aware that it's there, and add to it. So we're hoping in the near future we're going to have some storyboards that'll tell you about the Acadian people that were around in the area before. So
just think of that. I could head towards Stephenville. I could learn about the American invasion, the Acadians, zip on down to Ivan's dad, learn about the Mi'kmaq land, all in kind of fairly close proximity, and have quite a cultural tour. Holy, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I got to say too, that's another thing an important point. The friendly invasion is like open to trying to celebrate all the different heritage in the area, whether it's Indigenous, Scottish, French, Acadian, American. We're just such a beautiful blend of all these different cultures that we have to celebrate it, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I'm chairperson of the Heritage Society in Pasadena, so I'm always interested in the heritage aspect. And, everyone came from somewhere, on the West Coast. It's we have the Indigenous and the Acadian, yes, but the rest of us, we all came from somewhere into that community and into these areas. So I think that's really, really cool. Ivan, did you want to jump in on this one?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Andrew when the next meeting was at our board so I could come.
Okay, I'll check my Outlook calendar and I'll let you know.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be great, Ivan. And I'm also chair of the marketing committee, so I don't know if you wanted to attend those meetings, but you're welcome to attend those as well.
Cool.
And the Heritage Trail, for that matter, that's another committee. I'm super involved with this organization.
You were super involved when we went to college. You were super involved, bro.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's me, not knowing my limit. But also just to kind of draw on some of the events we got going on, and I'm just kind of looking over this way at my other monitor. So there's bonfire music on the beach, that's free, and there's a few evenings like that, so like music and sitting around on the beach, just to to do during the week. We got guided tours, so Harmon Historic Walking Tour and a tour of the fossil bed. The official dates for the festival are July 16th to August 2nd, but there are a couple of events that fall outside of that.
Okay.
The last Christmas at Harmon is sold out. It sold very quickly, but barbecue, a 5-course menu, that's an event that's almost sold out, but if you're interested, I encourage you to and we got music at the Dome. And also, I'm not sure if people are familiar with the area, but like downtown Stephenville, right across from the food center, there was a building there that burned down years ago, and the town recently put in a new town square. We haven't been able to do anything with it because it's just been recently constructed, and there's been COVID regulations and whatnot, but now we're actually having music in the square one night.
Oh, cool.
And that's going to be really nice too. And I should mention that, you know, COVID regulations will be followed and whatnot, and we're organizing it so it's safe or whatever. But there's some fun stuff, and I guess COVID has kind of forced us all to find creative ways to have fun events but be safe at the same time. And yeah, Night at the Museum's another one, a car show. So yeah, there's lots of stuff.
Excellent.
Check it out.
Excellent. I always feel an affinity for Stephenville because my grandfather, who actually died when my mom was 11, but he built the base. He was a carpenter, and him and my great uncle commuted from Pasadena into Stephenville for weeks at a time. So talk about turnarounds. This was back a long time ago. It was just as much as going out west because it was, you know, a couple hours away. Nobody had cars and that kind of stuff. But he was, him and my great uncle were carpenters that built the American base. So I was kind of have an affinity when I go into Stephenville area.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
Even though I didn't meet him, but it was part of my heritage. And then he also built the homes in Pasadena. So he was from Jamestown area out west. I think I've run through everyone, so I'm just going to resume the presentation for just a moment to cover off on a couple things, and then I'll open it up if anybody has any last comments. So we do have our next Entrepreneur Coffee Break happening the end of the summer. As I said, we kind of wanted to bookend the summer. So August 31st, registration is open. I'll send that link out in the follow-up email for registration. If you are hosting an event of any kind, tag Navigate. Allison and her team are fantastic at sharing and promoting us entrepreneurs and what we're doing. So if you think there's something that would be interest to entrepreneurs or just generally on the tourism side, for those of us that live here and work here, then please feel free to tag Navigate, and Allison will make sure that that gets shared out on their social media as well. Navigate does have a new website. Well, we're still calling it new, I guess it's within the last year. And within that, there's a business directory. And in the business directory, you can be listed for free. Just send Allison, there's her email address there. Just send her your logo, your name, business name, contact information, and it'll be listed. And you can, if you go on their website and check out the resources section, you'll see a number of the entrepreneurs that attend, and the support agencies are in there as well. And that's no charge to businesses. And Lexi, I want to throw it to you because I just saw a post yesterday on social media. I think you folks have a directory as well, right? If you're there. Lexi, if you are there, just unmute. I stepped away. So I did see on social media that Go Western Newfoundland and Labrador, if you're a tourism operator, they have you can have free listing in their directory as well. So just connect with Lexi, and her contact info I saw is over in chat. And then encourage you to continue to stay connected to us. So you can follow Navigate on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There's a mailing list. I have a mailing list and social media as well. So somehow you'll find out about our events through that if you wish to stay connected. So I will thank everyone for their time, but I'm going to throw it back to everyone. Are there any last comments or anything else that you'd like to say that you maybe didn't say earlier? Make sure you put your information in chat so that we can send that out to folks.
For anyone who's still left here, outside of my business, I'm also a sort of an art networker and creator in that space, and I'm doing a festival within a festival with Theatre Newfoundland, Labrador, and Cowhead at the end of August. So if anyone wanted to show up at Cowhead from the 27th to the 29th, I'll have a special Sharing Perspectives Festival going on there.
Oh, excellent. Okay, that's what it's all about, finding out those opportunities of things we can do in the summer.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other last comments from anyone? All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. And I wish you all the well in the summer and hope that your ventures are very, very successful. And we hope that you can join us the end of August to let us know how it went. August coffee break is going to focus on back to business. So back to school is in September. It's kind of that, I don't know, psychological almost new year again, where we kind of get into routines and things. And we're interested in exploring a conversation of what does back to business look like? So what, things are going to change hopefully by September with some of the COVID protocols. But will things like curbside pickup continue? What are some of the things that you're doing in your businesses? Or what are some of the things that you're seeing from your clients that maybe will continue, and what will kind of September onward look like? So that's going to be our focus in the end of August. So have a fantastic summer, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I wish you all the best. Take care.
Thank you.